Hello, I'm Derek Diane Johnson, Derek's master name, Diane's the fem name. In today's video, I'm going to be going through another quasi-Reddit video. I'm going to be doing r/detrans, which is basically like, the big proof that people use to prove that detransitioners are this big thing and it's happening everywhere and trans people don't really exist, yada yada yada, etc., etc. Well, so I decided to go through and look at some posts here. But before that, I just want to point out that this big evidence that has, that these transitioners are this huge, massive movement, this subreddit only has 17.4k members. Only about 99 of them are online. At most, the last time I checked around, only 320 of them were active at the time. Gee, I wonder why. Can't be like it's this big bullshit thing they're just making up. Well, first one I want to read through a comment on some new rules they have. Okay, rule 3 is that posts should be of interest in some way to detransitioners and self-questioners. Detrans folks may discuss controversial issues, but this isn't a debate space for persons without personal experience in transition. Outsiders will be banned if seen giving advice or suggestions, so that's not suspicious at all. And the rule 6 is, well, basically they restricted posting being only for detransitioners and desisters, and desisters is a movement that means... Well, looking it up, I found a bunch of transphobic propaganda, so this is off to a good start, ain't it? See the first comment by Hatship puts, sorry if I got your name wrong there, basically saying, I seldom interact with the subreddit and will further choose not to comment due to the new rules. I've always enjoyed reading this subreddit due to having a desisting family member. This space has always been for detrans people and I will respect that, smiley face. Best of luck in the future. Before I part though, may I ask why the mod team isn't able to comment on the mod's removal? Why was this decision made because of external forces from Reddit admins or users? If so, I will no longer use this platform. I respect change you guys so we'll make in order to function under new Reddit policy, but I hope some transparency blah. Sorry, not very good with words. Y'all know that though. About the situation can help us understand where you as mods are coming from and how the subreddit audience can adapt. Best of luck again. That was nice. Okay, I was just kind of stalling before I get into the really, really bad stuff, which is the detrans posts. Yeah, this ain't gonna be super fun for me. Hope you appreciate my suffering. Okay, let's see. From desisted male, user gender atheist. Oh boy, this is not gonna be fun for me to read. Let's see his post history. Oh god, yeah, this is gonna be transphobic. One of his little posts is, changes to your body are permanent. Dysphoria is a feeling that you can be overcome. Get to the root of what's causing you to feel dysphoric. Ask yourself, what are the reasons you dislike your maleness or your male parts? Blah, blah. I'm not reading this whole thing, but it's basically a transphobic thing that don't get surgery. You just stop being dysphoric. The reason they feel dysphoric is because they are dysphoric, you piece of shit! Sorry about that. I just really hate these people. Are there any feller sisters who used to be non-dysphoric and gender non-conforming children and had a dysphoric phase in adolescence and or early adulthood after exposure to online content? Oh god. Well, it makes sense why irreversible damage, the transgender craze seducing our children, use this as a source now. Yeah, it's a real thing, and no, I'm not reading it. At least not yet. As a child, was your non-conformity accepted, tolerated, or severely punished by your family caregivers? I'm trying to see if there's a relation between desistance and late dysphorics and gender non-conformity, acceptance, or tolerance in childhood. Thank you in advance. Sorry about that. I was a one of the top comment, the first comment here is, I was a non-dysphoric and gender non-conforming kids. All attributes of it were accepted. Oh, thank God, not bad. Okay, here's the thing about this post. Yes, true, sometimes kids are pushed into being trans by very, very minute amounts of people, but that's not really a super common thing. Like, most people with gender dysphoria kind of came to it on their own or through talking to other trans people. Not even being pushed into, just realizing, oh, hey, this describes me perfectly. I know people who from 9, raised in transphobic households, knew they were trans. This entire post just reads to me, well, I wasn't trans despite thinking I was, so therefore nobody can be trans. That's not how this works, gender atheist. Okay, this is actually a pretty sad one from a, fajita chicken. Sorry, that name just kind of made me laugh. Basically, trigger warning, small town bigotry and transphobia, self-hate, depression, internalized transphobia, and misogyny. Okay, I'm gonna do a more abridged one. This is a pretty long post, but okay, this one is actually from the user basically is questioning whether or not they're trans. Basically went on this big thing about how they basically feel like they might be a trans guy because they were always into the more masculine things, and they just feel a lot more comfortable being expressing as a trans guy or a trans masculine non-binary person. And the thing is, these people actually seem like they're being genuinely nice to them. So, that's good. And that's about it. The weirdest thing is, despite what I was expecting, this subreddit actually isn't all that toxic right now. Most of it is just, questions from detransitioners about detransitioning. Not, saying, oh, this is my experience, so this has to be everybody's experience. Pictures and a poll about why people detransitioned. So, this is actually a lot better than I was expecting. However, I still do think this shows a very good thing. Don't use a subreddit as proof that detransitioners are a massive thing, and don't use detransitioners as a tool to back up your own transphobia. Well, that's the video. Bye.